Hello, it's your girl Mary from Sophisticated Caterers coming to you today. Look, I'm getting ready to cook a quick dinner, some rice with some gravy, with a ribeye steak, a nice juicy ribeye steak, and some asparagus. So, I already made the rice to get that out the way. And I have some asparagus that I made that I have here, have it marinating that I'm going to put in the oven. Now, what I seasoned it with, just to let you know, because I love asparagus, but it's not the asparagus you get from a restaurant, it's just steamed with nothing on it. What I did, I took and I used some salt, some white pepper, I used some thyme. I took some thyme. So you just take it off of after you wash it, you would just take it off of the stem. You would just go like that with your hands together, take it off, put it in. So I put that in the bag so it can marinate. I used some garlic powder, like I said, some white pepper. Normally I would take actually the regular garlic, the fresh garlic, which is really good, and put in there, but I didn't have time for that today. And also a little olive oil and some balsamic vinegar. It gives a very good taste. And also, to give it a flavor, I love these different seasonings that I get from Bittersweet Farms, and that was the zesty garlic. Zesty garlic. I used that as well. So what I did, I let it marinate for about, I think this was marinating for about 2 hours, okay? So it smells good and it looks good. Let me show you. I'm going to put it on this tray and put it in the oven. And I'm going to put it on. What I do, I set my oven for this to 375. It depends how big the asparagus is. You can cook it from, depends also how tender you like it, from 12 to 15 minutes, 17. It depends on you, but I do mine like 15 minutes. These are a nice size. So I'm going to lay them here on this sheet. They smell so good. So we're just going to lay them out here. It's been a while since I actually cooked something that you can see. I have to get back in it. Several things on my agenda to get back to. This is one of them, because I'm always cooking. I love to cook. My family think they at a restaurant half the time. Even experimenting. What's better to practice on your family? So, oh my goodness, this smells so good. And you know, also, I know there are a few people that don't even cook their asparagus. A lot of people eat raw food. If you use this, like I said, if you put all these ingredients in there, and the thyme and the different seasonings, and season it up real good, and you can just let it marinate for a day if you want, and you can just eat it just like that, because some people do that and don't put heat. But here it is right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this in the oven because I want to get to that ribeye. So I'm going to pop this in the oven right now for 15 minutes. I'm going to set the oven on. Okay. Set the timer. Okay, so that is good to go. So now what we're getting ready to do, we're going to make the steak. So let's get it here. To season my steak, what I'm going to do, give it a good flavor. I know I don't have gloves on two things. I'm eating it myself and it's not ready to eat food. So what I have here, I have some, this here, if you see, this is rosemary. It smells so good and it's fresh. It's from my brother's garden. Shout out to him. He grows all kinds of stuff. This is thyme that was left over. You can also put thyme in it too if you like, but that was from the asparagus. Have some garlic and onion. So let me just cut this onion up. I love onion in my steak. So we're about to throw down on that. I can't wait. So you just cut your onion. Depends how much onions you like. See, I like a lot of onions. And I'm just making one steak today. It's just a small. But I'm going to put a whole onion on it. Because I like it like that. Normally, when I make steak, I make it nice. I really don't do the gravy, even though I love gravy. I only like gravy if I have mashed potatoes and rice. And I decided to do rice today. I don't eat rice a lot. It was a time I would eat rice every day. I'll tell you, the kids got tired of rice. I was eating rice. Whatever way you want to make it, I was making it. But anywho, I'm going to take this here. Onion. Got it all chopped up. Like I said, I got my rosemary, my garlic, you can just crush it or you could chop it up and put it in there too. It's up to you on how you want to do it. Some people just, break the garlic, put it in there whole, or you might want to chop it up. Garlic is good for you, and it gives it a good flavor. Okay? So we're going to do that. So I have that. And I have this beautiful ribeye. Let me show you. Have this ribeye here. That baby looks delicious. Okay? Looks delicious. So what I'm going to do, not going to put too much on there. But one thing I like to use, I like the steak seasoning. So this is just Montreal steak seasoning. If you want to add salt and pepper to it, that's fine. But it has enough for me. Since I'm just making this for me, it has enough for me in there, the Montreal steak seasoning. And of course, I'm a garlic person, so more garlic powder on here. Little black pepper. Then you flip that baby. And what I did, I took it out the refrigerator. I took it out the refrigerator for a few minutes because it was so cold in the refrigerator. This is going to be delicious. It's so easy to prepare. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to use rosemary. Look at all this rosemary I got. I was sharing it and my brother gave it to me because you can use rosemary for steak, chicken, lamb, just so many different things, so many ways you can do it. So what we're going to do now, we are going to get ready to cook this baby up, okay? Okay, so what I did, I put some olive oil in this cast iron pan, just a little olive oil, because I put butter also in there. So I was just getting the pan hot, get it nice and heated, because you want to put your steak in there and you want it hot. Okay, so put my butter in there. And as you can see, I got it nice and hot. And we're going to drop this baby in here. Drop this ribeye in here. Look at that. Because, of course, we want it hot, hot, hot. And we're going to cook it for a few minutes on each side. Let's put it in here. Cast iron pan is like the best pan to use. So we got this going on. Everybody like their steaks different. You may want your steak medium rare, medium well, or well done. One thing I find, when it's well done, it can be tough. And why waste a good ribeye? Meat is expensive, especially getting a ribeye. A ribeye is not cheap at all. And you want to be able to chew it up. And right now I have braces on my teeth, so I want to make sure that I'm enjoying my ribeye, that I'm eating, okay, eating it and not having a hard time. I want to enjoy this steak. That's the thing. You get a steak because you want to enjoy it. So, normally I will cook it in my other cast iron that have, the ridges. But since I'm doing gravy, I wanted to use this cast iron pan, which is really good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some garlic in there. Put some of this garlic in here. You got the garlic. Of course, you got the garlic. You want to have, like I said, your rosemary. So you want to put that in there. And I don't let it overcook, because if it gets to the point that it's cooking too much, what you do, I take a spoon and I take it out. I don't take it all the way out, but what I do is I put it on top of this delicious steak, because I'm on a mission, okay? So, we see what's going on here, what the situation is here with this steak. And then we have our onions. You don't want to overcook anything. So I'm going to put some onions in here. But they're going to get taken out anyway, but I like my onions really caramelized, so we're just going to do this onion situation all around it. Like we're decorating it, okay? This feast that we're going to eat. And like I said, it's a quick something. If you want something real quick, it don't take long to cook a steak at all. So we're just going to surround this baby with the onions. Okay. Oh, this is smelling good. And I know it's going to taste delicious. I got a few minutes before I check that asparagus. Let's turn this over. This was a thick one. Look at that. Ah, yeah. Oh my. Oh my. This is definitely going to be good to eat tonight. Okay? Very good. Okay, if you can hear that sound, that's my asparagus. I'm going to turn the timer off, and I'm going to look and check them out, see how they're doing. Okay? So we're going to take a look at these asparagus. Oh, they look good. Let's see. Oh, they're perfect. They are perfect. I never like them too soft. These are just right. Let me show you what they look like here. And you know what's good you can put on them? That also, if you like, Parmesan. Some Parmesan you can put on them. And they are delicious that way as well. Add a little olive oil. And like I said, you can do a little Parmesan if you want. I said, maybe I'll put it on some of it. Different strokes, like they say, for different folks. So here we go. Putting a little in there. So let's look here. Look at these onions. Ah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Every bite of steak, I like a bite of onion. How about you? Yes, yes, yes. That is looking kind of good, I must say myself. Looking good. Okay, I'm going to get ready to take this steak off of here because I don't want it to overcook. So I'm going to take it off and let it rest and make some gravy. So look at this here. Let me see if I can get you close to see what it looked like here. Can you see that? Look here. Okay, I'll show you a good picture when it's all the way done. But I'm just going to let it rest right now. I'm going to take it off. Okay. Now we have this gravy. It's the gravy, baby. Look at all these onions. Oh my. Onions are my friend. still a couple pieces of garlic in there, but most of the garlic I took out because you don't want the garlic to burn or cook too much. So it's just some little pieces, stragglers in there. That's fine. I'm still going to eat them. That's for sure. Okay. So we have that, and we have the asparagus. I'm just going to sit them back in the oven. They're not too soft, so they'll be fine. They won't get too soft. Just with that Parmesan I put on there. So I'm going to take out these onions. And make a little gravy. I always leave a couple in there when I make gravy though. I don't leave them all, but I always leave a couple. Why? I don't know, because my mama used to do it. You know, we do some things just because of tradition, but it just, look at that. Bottom of that pan. Oh my. I'm going to take a little flour. That's the old-fashioned one. But you know, you can also, which I do a lot, I just didn't today, do the some cornstarch and some water. Less lumps when you do that, honestly. It is. So, put this here. I'm going to take this roux up. Let's do a little more. You know what, let me use mine. Yeah, this is better. Get it cooking. Some things, you know, when you're used to cooking, it's hard to measure. But I think I'll put no more than maybe a tablespoon and a half, because I'm not making a lot of gravy. Like I say, it's just for me. And my mister gonna get in on it. So get like that. You can do water, beef stock, or whatever. Since I'm trying to watch my salt, I'm not going to do all that beef stock. And, water is good. The more stuff you use like that, it's the more sodium in there. And you can use a lot of different herbs and get a good flavor without doing that. So, I'm going to take and put a little water in here and stir it up. Okay, we're getting this party started. I'm going to do that. It's already starting to thicken up. Okay. It's getting a little thick. Then I just add some more seasoning in there. Add a little seasoning in there if you want to. You know what I'm adding? Garlic. A little salt. Got your little pepper. Pepper. Just stir it up. It's getting kind of thick, so I may add just a little more water in that. Also, I like to use I like to use Gravy Master. It gives a little bit of flavor, it does. And also, it darkens. So just put a little in there. So I'm going to stir that up. Look, see how it gets dark? It's getting thick too. Put a little water in there. It's going to be a good gravy. And it's something because I only need a little bit of gravy because because I'm eating plain rice, that's why I need gravy because I'm eating plain rice. I need to have something on it. So I figured making this gravy would be good with this ribeye. Okay. So I'm going to taste this because some things I cook, I don't have to taste. But gravy and sauces, you should always do a little sample and taste to make sure you don't need something extra in it. That's what I do anyway. I don't assume I have to taste it, different things, to make sure it's okay. I'm going to put those onions back in there because when I begin to put it on my rice, I like that as well. So I have onions on my steak and gravy and onions on my rice. This is some good eating. Something very simple anyone can make. Regardless of what kind of steak you're going to have or not. You can do it, make your steak the same way. Season it up and enjoy. I like New York strip. I have New York strip steaks. Eat those. They're really good. There's so many different kinds. You can even, and I'll probably do that one day. My niece, she likes it when I buy steak and I cook it in the oven. It's pretty much the same, but I'm telling you, I leave it in the oven because I'm doing other stuff, and it's so tender a baby can eat it. So let me just taste this real quick. You see how this gravy is boiling? But I need to taste it to make sure I have enough salt and seasoning in it. But it should be seasoning for what was in this skillet. Here I call it a skillet, right? Okay. I'm going to put now a little Montreal seasoning in there. I mean, after all, we're having steak. So since we're having steak, that seasoning is going to taste good with that as well. It just brings out the flavor. Okay. Ooh, I'm ready. I am ready, people. I am ready to enjoy this deliciousness. Wish you was here to join me. Okay, so I'm going to put it on a plate. We're going to plate this baby, and we're getting ready to say grace. Okay, so like I said, we're getting ready to put it on this plate. So I'm going to get some rice. Going to put it on here. Oh. You see, I only did a scoop because I don't need a lot of rice. I love it, especially with gravy, but don't need a lot. Get some asparagus here. take these. Like I said, they look, oh my gosh, so delish. I am some kind of ready. Can you say ready? I am ready. So we have this. And of course, we're about to take this baby. Let's see here. Okay, my utensils acting up. Wait a minute. But anyway, we're gonna, let's move this. Here's our ribeye. So we have our ribeye right here. Here's the garlic, some of the garlic. And the rosemary. Okay. Look at that. Let's see. Okay. Trying to give you a good view here. Okay. And of course, you know with this steak I have to have. Let's see. Some of these caramelized onions. Gotta have the onions. So you gotta put the onions on there. That nice big piece of garlic. So once we get that, let's put a little gravy on this rice. Okay? Like that. Ooh. Okay, we put some gravy on the rice. I didn't put gravy on the steak. Sometimes I do, but I really like to eat the good flavor. Such a good flavor. I just want to eat it just the way it is without the gravy. Like I said, I like the gravy for... Let me take this off so you get a good picture of it. Here we go. Here we go, people. We have medium steak with onions, cooked in rosemary, garlic. We have here our asparagus that we put in the oven, and here our rice and gravy. That's dinner for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be coming on more often. Like and share. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Bon appetit.